Great start. Well, hello and welcome to my little book corner. Today we are going to do something really fun. We're going to be doing a TBR video. I don't know when this idea came to my mind. I don't know if it's going to work, and for that I needed to have a card game. I know we have one, but it's probably somewhere I do not know where, but it's somewhere in this house and we cannot find it. But I have a special Harry Potter card game. I had to change the rules a little bit. Well, actually I didn't have to change the rules, I just had to change symbols, because normally you obviously have spades, hearts, diamond, and the other one that I always forget the name of. Clubs. But instead of those, we have Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, and Slytherin. What I'm going to do is I am going to shuffle these cards. I have everything written on here. It took some time to figure it out, but I feel like I have a fun little thing. I just don't know if it's going to work. We are going to have these symbols representing a genre. Hearts was going to be obviously a romance. Well, now it's going to be Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff is going to be a romance. Then I had diamond set for fantasy or science fiction, which is now going to be Gryffindor. Spades, now Ravenclaw. That stands for contemporary or classic, could also be a memoir. And then we are left with clubs, which is Slytherin, and that stands for mystery or thriller. Then for the numbers and the symbols, number 2 stands for duo POV. It has to be more than one. Could be 2, which is probably the most common one, but it also could be 3, 4, or 5. But in the genre, then the 2 is in. So if I pick a 2 Ravenclaw, it means that I have to pick a duo POV in contemporary or classic or memoir. Number 3 stands for part of a trilogy. Then we have number 4, and number 4 stands for words in the title. I'm going to spin a wheel with probably numbers 1 to 6. In this case, I'd have to spin the wheel for fantasy or science fiction, and if I spin 3, then there have to be 3 words in the title. Number 5, a children's book or a young adult book. I really want to aim for a children's book that could be like Harry Potter or Percy Jackson's vibe. I just want to read books that are mostly written and targeted for children. Let's go over to number 6, highest rating. Number 7, which stands for free picks, which in this case that means I would have to choose some books that I really want to read in the genre romance, and then I would have something or someone else choose the books out of those. I could do a simple wheel, I could do like a Spotify list, or I could just text someone and say, hey, I chose these books, which of them should I read first? So it could be anything, really. Number 8 stands for a standalone. The number 9 stands for lowest rating. Then we have number 10, a big book or a intimidating book. So it could be a book that I have been postponing or avoiding. Then for the symbols, J is going to stand for small town or a cozy book. So in this case it would be a small town mystery or thriller. Then we have Q, which stands for historical, and the same goes for K, only then with royal. So that would mean I would have to read a mystery or thriller set in like a royal setting or royal thing, I don't know, with kings and queens or anything that has status. Last but not least, we have A. That's going to be a free pick in the genre that I got. Then we also have the Joker or Dobby. That is just going to be a full free pick. But those are kind of the rules. So I'm going to shuffle all these cards, and then I'm going to pick like 5, I think. Let's not set the bar too high. I've got my laptop here for Goodreads so that I can actually look up the ratings and all that. I have a lot of shelves on my Goodreads, and I also made some tags for my physical TBR. I also don't only want to read physical, that's just not really realistic for me because I travel a lot. So I can also read some books that I do not have physically but do have on my reader. Let's shovel. I think I've shoveled it well enough.
Okay.
I'm kind of nervous, to be honest. I'm going to show you which one I picked. You can see it first. 10 means big book or intimidating book, so we're starting off strong. It's Ravenclaw. It means that I have to read a big or a intimidating book in the genre contemporary, classic, or memoir. Let's see what I have on my physical TBR. I think I actually know what to pick, but I don't know if it counts because I feel like it's a classic, or it should be a classic, but it's also fantasy, so is that cheating? But it intimidates the hell out of me. It's a Clash of Kings in the Game of Thrones series. I have read Game of Thrones last year and I absolutely loved it. I knew I was gonna love it. Look at how big these books are. This was my Game of Thrones one. It's really big, and this one is even bigger. I would not know when to read this, but I feel like there are really good audiobooks of this as well, so maybe I can just read them on the go, which would be great actually. I really loved the audiobook of the first one. I might be able to actually read this month, because if there's an audiobook on my phone, then I can just read it whenever, wherever, so that would be really fun. This makes me nervous because I feel like I'm going to draw another 10. I don't want to do that. Let's draw a Dobby. Let's do a free pick. Okay, this is it. I can already see that it's a Ravenclaw, I just don't know what kind. It's a K, which means royal if I'm correct. Yes, okay, so it needs to be a contemporary / classic in a royal setting. How? Okay. I'm looking at Pride and Prejudice right now because I really want to read some of the real famous classics, and I've just never read Pride and Prejudice. I don't know if that has kind of like a royal setting or it does have status, I feel like Pride and Prejudice is going to be a good pick because it's set in the Regency era, the family has status. I want to read this. I'm going to go for Pride and Prejudice. I feel like it's in a royal setting, or at least a status setting. I don't have Pride and Prejudice. I do have Emma by Jane Austen apparently. Then that will be a mainly reader book. That was book 2. I'm really loving it. Let's do a quick little shuffle. Oh, I am really hoping not to get another contemporary card again. Let's go for this one. It's not a contemporary card. It is a mystery or thriller in a royal setting. How do we find that? Once again, I'm not sure if this fully fits the prompt. I was looking through mysteries and stuff and I was like, I want to read a Agatha Christie mystery. I haven't at all. I feel like this is going to be a classics month. I went to the very first book in the Agatha Christie series. Her first book is called The Mysterious Affair at Styles, but it is about apparently Hastings, who is sent back to England from the First World War due to an injury, and then he gets to stay in this big mansion. So I feel like these people are rich and there is status involved, and that is what I meant with the prompt as well. So I'm just going to go with the first Agatha Christie novel. I'm excited. We have 2 more books to go. Let's see if we can read something else than a classic. This guy is really bothering me. Let's choose... I've never used these cards, so they're really stiff, but I think I want to choose a card a bit more closer to here. So I'm going for this one. It's a romance. Okay. And again, in a royal setting. A romance in a royal setting. My brain is immediately going to Bridgerton, because I do need to continue that series. I think I'm at Francesca's book, and it is on my reader already, so I could just go with that. So let's go over really quickly the other books. No, I do think we're going with Bridgerton. The 6th book? I don't know. The When He Was Wicked thing, I think. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going with that one. Let's choose one more book. Here we go. We're going with... Oh, I cannot even get it. We're going with this one. Oh god, it's another mystery. A mystery or thriller set in a small town. There's one that immediately comes to mind. It's kind of also a romance, but there's also mystery plots involved if I'm correct. And if I'm right, it's called the Eden series. First book is called Indigo Ridge. Some of these books have a mystery element in them, so I'm really hoping that it's in this first one as well. It does says mystery. Yes, it does. So the series is about Winslow Covington. Names are not my thing. Winslow is going to be the new chief of police in Quincy, Montana, and she has to, you know, win over the town. And to do that, she has to win over the Edens family, which is the town's founding family. And in the book, there is also a mystery element because it says when a woman is found dead on Eden property, the 2 of them have no choice but to cross paths. And the 2 of them is her and Griffin Eden, because she apparently slept with him at one point, which was a mistake, but then they have to cross cross paths again to figure out this murder. So it's a romance in a small town with a mystery element. So we're going to count it as a mystery. That was the 5th book, but these are the 5 cards that gave me the 5 books. They are really not necessarily the books that I normally would pick because I'm a romance/fantasy reader and I mostly have contemporary and classics, which I tend to find a little bit hard to read just because you need to have focus a lot, and I just don't have a lot of focus most of the time. I'm just going to try to find some audiobooks as well and just see that I can just make it as easy as possible for myself to read these books. I am really excited. I'm really hoping that you liked this method of picking my TBR. I really enjoyed it actually. It gives me some books that I otherwise normally wouldn't have read that I do want to have read. Let's see how it goes this month. I do want to use up all these cards just to see what books I can get out of it. And then there's only one thing left to say, and that is on to the next video.